In the first half of 2024, there was 552,000 cases of identity theft reported. This is already on track to exceed 2023. So, what can you do to make sure that you're prepared beforehand that your identity can't be stolen? Like steps that you can take there to protect yourself, and then afterwards, maybe some steps that we need to, if your identity is stolen, what you should do. That's what we're going to talk about today, especially when it comes to credit card theft as well. So, identity, credit card theft, that's what we're going to get to today. Let's go. Welcome back to the Your Money, Your Life podcast. Today we're talking about identity theft, credit card theft, all the things that we unfortunately have to be aware of in this day and age. We've been wrapping up the series talking about the economy, inflation, the upcoming election, all of those things, what we need to do to prepare. And unfortunately, when that fear and uncertainty shows up, people tend to go towards more of the negative things that we're not supposed to do, like stealing people's identity as a coping mechanism and a survival instinct. So what do you need to do? We have to be prepared, right? So I've got four things here that I want you to be mindful of to help protect yourself. They're really simple to do, right? As always, we got to make sure that we're staying on top of this and protecting ourselves. This is a defensive strategy because we have to take care of what we've got. Okay, so first things, please, for the love of just, I don't know what, use secure passwords. Please stop using your dog's name or your kid's name and the kid's birthday or whatever else. Secure passwords. A password app, password manager like LastPass is what I use and recommend, because then you have to remember the one password, your master password, and then it stores all the other passwords for you, making sure they're secure. It fills it. It's really simple to use once you get it set up. And it's not one thing that I want you to sit down and just move all your passwords into LastPass. This is one that you'll set up. And then as you log into things, you'll add them into LastPass and then hopefully update. It's got like this whole security challenge thing in there too. So you can see how secure you are with your passwords, if you're reusing passwords, etc. So utilize secure passwords, because when we hear of people hacking, whatever it might be, different shopping networks or whatever, and they've got access to everybody's usernames and passwords, what they do is they create a massive database. And then as they hack different platforms, they update the database so that it's all included. So they can tell if you reuse passwords like that, and they're more likely, it's easier to sell it because you're more likely to use the same password. Okay. So first thing, utilize secure passwords. I would recommend a password management app like LastPass. Second thing, multi-factor authentication. I know it can be a little bit of a pain in the butt when you're trying to get into something, but this is another layer of protection. So even if the hacker gets your password, they would need your phone to be able to verify and access the account, whether it's sending you the code or it's sending you a text message, whatever it might be. Turning on multi-factor authentication. This is huge, especially for social media. This is like one way that I see like you get your butt saved all the time, because they can't get into the account without the multi-factor authentication. Again, not something that you have to sit there and sit down and like go find multi-factor authentication for all the things. One step at a time. If it's available, add it on, then you got it. All right. Third thing, identity theft monitoring at a minimum. This isn't even really a minimum, but checking your credit report annually. I think it's freecreditreport.com gives you the annual. You get to pull your credit report one time a year for free. If you're not planning on applying for credit anytime soon, it's probably a good idea right now to put a credit freeze. So a credit freeze is like a security measure that prevents the credit reporting agencies, so Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, from sharing your credit report with third parties. It's totally free to do. You can turn it on and off. So what does a credit freeze do, right? When you go to apply for a new credit card, account, loan, whatever it might be, the institution will run your name and your social security number to confirm your identity and to be able to view the credit file, right? Well, when you have the credit freeze, they're not able to check it, so they can't approve the account. If someone attempts to open an account under your name, your credit file can't be accessed, then they're more likely to have it denied, right? I guess they could still approve it, but less likely. To do the credit freeze, you would have to put it with complete a credit freeze, which each of the three bureaus. So Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. You can do it online. It's pretty quick and painless. And it's also free. You don't have to do it. There's no paid. You do not have to take the paid option with any of the bureaus to put a credit freeze in place. So if you're not going to use credit anytime soon, I would put the credit freeze in place. I've heard that it's really easy to turn off and on. So maybe if you're planning just in a couple months, go ahead and put it in place, because if something happens and your identity is stolen, then we have a whole nother set of things that we have to work on. Identity theft insurance to help fight against that is also super helpful and probably encouraged. Also, if you're budgeting, tracking your expenses, you're going to catch the fraud on your credit card, debit card, whatever it might be, faster. So this is where like the budgeting system comes into play, making sure that you're looking at the transactions that are coming through on your account, especially like with Amazon and Walmart. I know that we have a tendency to just kind of approve things because, hey, we shop there all the time. But the people that are hacking and stealing the information know that as well. So they're shopping at those places and hoping the charges just kind of slide on by. All right. And two more quick things. First off, if you have children, you can place and probably should place a freeze on your minor's credit file as well. From July of 21 to July of 22, there was 915,000 children that were victims of identity theft. The highest risk is that older teenage range, like 15 to 18. But they can go infants. They can find that and steal their identity as well. So kids probably aren't using their credit cards, so freeze their credits. Probably a good idea. Lastly, making sure that you are storing, shredding documents safely. I don't know that we hear of this as much anymore, but just making sure things that have, names and addresses, bank statements, even those pre-authorization on the credit cards, we shred those just to make sure that we're not making it easy for people to access our identity. All right, this was a very tactical episode, okay? Just being mindful of doing the things that we need to, tracking your expenses, making sure that we're looking through this so that you can catch any fraud that's showing up on your accounts. Password managers for secure passwords, making it less easy for them to steal your passwords, multi-factor authentication to keep the hackers out, identity theft monitoring your credit, putting a freeze on your credit, being smart about these things. They are very simple to do. They're small little steps that we can take to make sure that your hard-earned money, the things that you've worked so hard for, is protected in the long run. All right. That's what I've got for this week. We'll see you next time. Bye for now. If you're struggling with shame and guilt around your finances, whether it's debt, impulse spending, mistakes from the past, or the fact that you still haven't hit your income goal, then it's time for you to work with me. There are different levels of support and price points that you can use on the path to removing that guilt and shame so you can step into your unstoppable life. After all, your finances are unique to you, and your support should be too. Go to workwithamy.com to get started with one of my most popular programs, or you can book a Q&A call with me and we'll figure out what that next step should be. And those links are hanging out in the description of this video as well.